AI is changing the world right now for real businesses, real job, and it's bringing real opportunities to the ones who know where to look. The question is, will you be one of the people who get ahead in this AI era or will you be left behind? In this video, I want to share with you guys my perspective on how AI is changing the business game and how you can position yourself to success and not be crushed by this AI wave. My name is Matteo and I work in sales at AWS, one of the biggest companies that is bringing AI to the world. When we are thinking about artificial intelligence, to understand the magnitude of this phenomenon, um, we have to think about infrastructure. So think for a second about electricity, the internet in the early days, and cloud computing back then. These massive transformations, they weren't standalone products, but they actually powered entire industries, businesses, and ecosystems. And AI is exactly a new infrastructure for the world. It's going to be underlying every business, every job, and every workflow in the world. An infrastructure that can scale fast, like artificial intelligence, becomes immensely valuable. Just to give you guys some numbers, right now the AI market is valued at around $280 billion and is expected to reach $1.81 trillion by 2030, with a compound annual growth rate of 35%, which is incredible. I want to discuss for a second how AI is exactly transforming businesses from corporates and big companies to startups. The main concept when we are talking about corporates and more traditional industries is that these businesses are becoming more capital efficient, right? And this is possible because basically these large corporations with AI implemented the right way are able to employ way less people than before. And this as a result can lead to less headcount, less overhead, and more profits for the shareholders, right? And thinking for a second on the most revered industries for people that study business and economics. For example, let's think for a second about consulting, investment banking, and everything around the legal world. These industries are going to be impacted massively by AI. So, first of all, if you think about a consultant, right, and consulting firms, now AI can generate, for example, 100-page strategy report and give exact advice to business owners. So the question is, why should big corporations pay millions of dollars for a team of MBAs as consultants, right? Okay, for sure, this is a generalization, but you see the point, right? So in consulting that you're already seeing massive layoffs, and this is because AI is able to replace a part of the junior consultants, right? Or think for a second about investment banking. AI can already on autopilot evaluate valuation models and pitch decks, for example, M&A deals and everything in between. What will keep these firms, for sure alive is their brand, for sure. So there will still be business owners that, will go to the top four consulting firms, but just to get the brand right. The operation of the consulting will probably involve a substantial part of AI alongside the most brilliant consultants in those firms, right? And in investment banking, same thing, right? Let's think two companies. A company wants to acquire another one. They will still maybe go to Goldman to understand if the deal makes sense, but just to get the brand, just to say that Goldman said yes. And I expect the actual process of the valuation to be substantially driven by AI. And then when it comes to startup, which is my word and actually my passion, we will see sky high revenue to employee ratio, something that was completely unseen before. Again, this is possible because especially startups where people will be more skilled around AI and will be able to leverage AI to its maximum potential, we'll see companies maybe run just by 10 people that are able to have a turnover of hundreds of millions of dollars. For a moment, you can think about Lovable, for example. Lovable just raised, $200 million Series A, at a $1.8 billion in valuation and was able to reach $100 million ARR with a team which was less than 50 people. Now they're way more because they're hiring with funding and so on. But this is incredible. This is unprecedented. This is the real revolution, right? Small teams that are able to do big things. And this is the beauty about AI, actually, being able to build capital efficient companies, startups, big corporations, and so on. And if you're a successful business owner, you are able to have the brightest minds working in your company, so you can get the most out of AI and have, the highest talent possible in your team. One thing that is particularly interesting in the startup space is the possibility with vibe coding of building software and writing code with natural language, for example. This basically brings new startups to a new paradigm where the bottleneck is not, the product and the software anymore, but it's more about, sales and distribution. So this to translate, we will see, hundreds, thousands of products, of SaaS products, and, from application to B2B SaaS to whatever, that are going to be pushed in the market. But the ones who will succeed are the companies that will have the edge of the distribution, that will have the communities, the people, the network to sell the product to. Because making the product will become easier and easier. The problem will still be making the sales, right? That's going to be the hard part, not the product anymore. And as a non-technical person myself, but again, very passionate about software coding and so on, this is amazing to see, because again, this will value way more business people than it was before in the startup space. I'm not saying engineers and technical people will not be relevant. This is not what I'm saying. They will still be immensely valuable, but founders will have to understand that they can have the product, but with no distribution and with no able to sell it effectively and have a consistent lead flow and pipeline to sell it to, there will be no business and no startup. So now, guys, I want to talk about exactly how you can stay ahead of the AI game and making sure you get the most out of this revolution, both if you are a business owner or if you are an employee. And the first of all, I want to mention what is the biggest trap I see lots of people, falling into right now, which is treating AI like a game, right? Just a tool where you can write some text, generate some image, and implement, some days and some not in your day-to-day operations, and not treating it like the foundation of the business of tomorrow, right? You must be serious about AI if you wanna make the most out of it. And when it comes to businesses, I want to start from, the business side of the equation. If you're a business owner, your goal is to create systems of leverage with AI. Think AI as an infrastructure that can potentially be applied to every part of your business to make it more efficient, fast, and basically you can get more output with AI than if you're not able to implement it as a system and infrastructure. But of course, doesn't mean that AI can be applied to every part of your business. So the smartest thing to do is to look at your business and analyze where are the bottlenecks. Do you have bottlenecks in your, product software development? So are you spending, do you have bottlenecks there? Are you spending way too much time there building the product? Maybe it's time to leverage all those AI tools that can help you build software faster and review code faster, for example. Or are you spending too much time in low value sales operations? Maybe it's time to apply AI to your sales team to make sure your sales team actually focus on the high value activities. Or are you having bottlenecks when it comes to your marketing? Are you spending too much time with creating ad assets, for example, and you are not actually progressing the way you expected? Maybe you have to apply AI there. So what I'm saying is that analyze where the bottlenecks in your business are and ask yourself and ChatGPT, for example, can AI do this better and faster and cheaper, right? And not everything can be substituted by AI. Especially, you have to look into manually boring, low value activities that you or your team are spending too much time on. High value activities like interacting with customer, for example, is still something that I encourage you to do person to person, or via Zoom or whatever, but just you can implement your time to do that because it's a high value activity. So start from your business, see where the bottlenecks are, and make sure you implement AI to reduce the time you spend on low value activities. So your ultimate goal is to be able to create a business that can scale without scaling headcount, and AI will help you do that in a way that was never possible before. But again, if you implement AI the right way. And in this picture, you may want to look into AI agents. Everybody's talking about AI agents. What AI agents basically can do for your business is focus autonomously on low value activities like updating your CRM, updating spreadsheets, calling APIs, and do a bunch of stuff that it's low value for your business, but it takes a lot of time if you weren't to do it like yourself or your team, or not leveraging AI agents, for example. And you can see these agents not as something that replaces your team, but that actually empowers your skilled employees to multiply dramatically their output because they are able to focus on the high value activities, the ones that actually move the business forward. And now I want to talk about how you can stay ahead in the AI game if you are an employee and you are trying to level up your career, right? Because after what I said, probably you may be thinking, oh, the advantage is only on the capital side, on business owner, and you know, companies will just have less headcount, so we're gonna have less jobs and so on. Is not This is not the point of this video, because actually I'm about to share with you how you can actually double or triple your salary as an employee with this AI era. And I just changed outfit real quick because it's getting a little breezy here in the mountains, and I just pulled a hoodie from when I did a clothing brand 5 years ago. Yeah, let's get into it. So the playbook here, if you're an employee and you want to double or triple your salary with this new AI era, you have to think this way. AI is bringing to the world the possibility of, for one employee to get the output of 3 to 5 employees. This is possible because AI focuses on the low value activities and operation, and highly skilled employees are able to focus only on the high value activities because AI takes care of the rest. And so this means that you're not working longer hours, but you are able to implement AI in your day to day and set up systems for yourself so that you can use your time just to focus on the most interesting actually activities in your job. And I will make some example later on, and you can get 5x the output of your peers. So if you are able to go in the market and bring to companies 5x the output of 5 people by just being one, not working long hours, first of all, you'll be incredible smart in the eyes of recruiters and companies, and you're able to negotiate a far higher salary than your peers. Because if you're bringing 5x the output of, for example, normal sales rep that doesn't implement AI the right way, um, the company gets 5x the sales, so 5x the output from you, and they're happy to pay you 2x or 3x the market average for your salary and keep the rest as profit for the shareholders. So this is a win-win for the capital, for the shareholders, because they're keeping more profits because you're bringing more productivity, and for you, the company is happy to pay you more because you're bringing 4 to 5x the output of an average employee. So it's happy to double the salary and keep the rest of productivity as profit. So this is the real opportunities for employees that are looking to level up their career and salary. But I want to be real. So this isn't something that everyone can access and that everyone can do, because it won't be unlimited, the demand of highly skilled AI operators, right? So this means that just a part of all employees will be able to massively, like it has never seen before, increase their salary because thanks to this increase in productivity, and there won't be space for the ones who are not able to keep up the pace. Ball is on you, and you have to take action today to make sure you stay ahead in the game. So how can you become a highly skilled AI operator in this new era? And it's similar to the business approach, but you have to think on your day-to-day activities and operations. So think on your day-to-day job and think where are the low value activities that are draining you time, energies, especially time, and which are the high value activities that are actually bringing the results to the company, to the business owner, the activities that actually move your career forward. So when you picture those, and you can just write them down, you have to think that you should focus 90 to 100% of your time just to your highly value activities. And probably you will just have, a couple of 3 to 4 high value activities, and all the rest is, time wasting activities in your day to day operations and day to day tasks. And you want to make sure you try with AI how you can optimize those activities and how you can let AI take care of all the low value activities so you can focus all your time and energy on the high value activities. This is how you get 5x productivity. And let me share with you guys some distinctions on low value activities and high value activities for different jobs. So let's start, for example, from sales. So low value activities, for example, manually crafting copy for outbound, whether it's LinkedIn, email, calling, manually doing the follow up every time. This is low value, right? High value is talking to the customer, is being on the call with the customer, is having more customer conversation. If you work in engineering, for example, low value activities is writing standard code without leveraging AI. It's reviewing all your code that maybe takes you days. High value activities, maybe if you are a CDO, can be designing the architecture of your product, managing effectively your engineering team, and making sure you focus your time on complex product challenges, right? And not something that AI can review on itself, and where you can leverage vibe coding to write code for your product. When it comes to marketing, is manually resizing assets for advertisement for different platforms, manually writing copy for different ad sets and so on, without leveraging AI. And highly value activities can be identifying the right audiences to test, and also, for example, designing the creative strategy for your marketing team. So these were just some examples of low value activities versus high value ones. My suggestion for you is, first of all, know your inefficiencies. So really look at your day, look at your week, identify on a day-to-day and on a weekly basis which are your low value activities where you spend the most time on, versus the high value ones that bring you results and that are the reasons why you are employed. And make sure you optimize your day and weeks to focus 90% or 80% of your energies just on the high value ones, and to optimize the rest 10 to 20% of the low value activities. Use AI as infrastructure. To do so, you have to become fluent in prompting, meaning you have to learn how to communicate with AI the right way, not just asking random questions, but just learn. You can learn this on YouTube, how to actually structure prompts the right way so you can get the most out of AI tools, and really learn how to actually use ChatGPT, Cursor, N8N, and all those tools that can actually move you from being an average employee to a highly skilled AI operator, which is something that is already highly required in the most innovative companies, but it will become the norm down the line for every company, right? So stay ahead of the game, learn all these tools, learn how to actually communicate with the AI with correct prompting, and I guarantee you will be able to negotiate salaries that were just not possible before. So to recap, the bottom line is, if you are an entrepreneur, you want to make sure you build the right system with AI as infrastructure to optimize the inefficiencies in your business, see where the bottlenecks are, and make sure you hire a team of highly skilled AI operators. This way, your business remains capital efficient. You can pay very well your employees, and at the same time you can boost your profits for your company. And if you are an employee, you have to upskill yourself, learn how to communicate with AI, learn how to use all the available AI tools. I would recommend specific to your niche. So if you are, a developer, focus on Cursor, on all the coding tools. And if you are, a business guy, master 2 to 3 tools that can actually boost your productivity. So upskill yourself, see where your inefficiencies in your day-to-day are, and make sure you tackle those first, so you are able to increase your output, and you will be able to negotiate 2 to 3x your salary. So guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video. If so, it will really help me if you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I want to hear your opinion down in the comments below. What is your view on how AI is changing the world and how you can stay ahead of the game? And also let me know which other kind of AI content you would like to see on channel. I have some ideas for the coming months that I'm very excited to bring in the channel. But I also want to hear your thoughts. So please let me know down in the comments, and see you into the next video.